All right, example 3, find the volume of the cylinder. The area of the base is 242 meters squared. Then find the volume of a cone with the same base and height. So this is 2 questions in one, and that happens quite a bit in this chapter, and also problems of this variety in the next few chapters, where they ask you for several things, and a lot of times people only answer one. Like they get an answer, they feel so good about themselves, they move on to the next problem without reading the whole problem. So make sure if they ask you for several things that you find everything they ask for. So let's start off with find the volume of the cylinder. All right, let's start with that question. Does anybody recall the volume formula for a cylinder? Caitlin, what do you think? Volume of a cylinder. Any ideas? Recollections?
It's the area of the circle, which is pi r squared.
Okay, but this isn't a circle. This is like this weird
volume of the cylinder
thing.
Oh, you just mean to do that?
Yeah, volume of any cylinder. How do you do it?
You multiply the bases times the height.
You multiply the area of the base times the height. All right, that's the volume formula for a cylinder. Area of base times height, that's it. So the 2 pieces of information you need to know are the area of the base and the perpendicular height of the solid. Now, as you can see, we got this weird shape on the top of this. Notice what they tell us. The area of the base is 242 square meters. I don't have to figure out the area of the base, they're telling it to me. That is B. I also don't have to figure out the height. I never have to figure out the height. That's always by inspection. It's on your picture somewhere. The perpendicular height, even though it's slanted, the one we care about is the straight up and down height. That's the height. So the volume of this thing is simply 242, which is meters squared, times 10 meters. You don't have to put the units in your work, but I just want to show you where meters cubed is coming from. Area of base is a square unit. Height is a unit. Square unit times unit makes meters to the 3rd power. So the volume of this whole thing is 2,420 meters cubed. That's the volume of the cylinder. Now the only difference in the volume formulas for a cylinder and a cone is volume of a cylinder is area of base times height. Volume of a cone, anybody know what that is?
1/3 area of base times height.
It's the same formula, area of base times height, but we're going to take 1/3 of it. The difference between a cylinder and a cone is this. A cylinder has a base and an identical twin base separated by some distance, either slanted like this or straight up and down, but the number we care about is the straight up and down height, whether it's slanted or not. A cone has an object like this as a base, and it comes up to a single point. So imagine we got the base there, and there's some point up here that everything's going up to. That will be your cone. All right? So it has less volume, right? Exactly 1/3 of the volume. So what we need to know here is the same information. What's the area of the base? 242 square meters. Times a height of 10 meters. But now we got to divide by 3. So 2,420 divided by 3, which is 806.67. Is that right? Turning down myself here. I'm gonna stick with that answer. 806.67.
Okay.
806.6 repeated.
Perfect. I rounded. All right, and that's cubic meters. Okay, but again, notice in the problem, and again, they do this a lot of times in the homework problems. They ask you for 2 things, you find 2 things. Make sure you find all the answers that they're asking you for. Everything so far in this chapter has been about a formula. and you may or may not remember those formulas. I'm going to give you a sheet with formulas that you need to know as of right now before class is over today. As we get further in the class, I'll give you the full-out formula sheet. But for now, I think just what we need to know for now would be probably a useful sheet for you, which I'll get that to. But again, if you know a formula, you simply have to substitute numbers into that formula to get the answer you're looking for. It never has been hard, but for some of you it has been hard. Okay? What you need to do is really focus on the formulas, really focus on what pieces of a figure you need to look at, all right, in order to get the answer, and go with that, and then just evaluate correctly using, hopefully, your brain more often than not, but your calculator when the numbers get really large.